What's up, guys? Before I say anything, I'd like to apologize ahead of time for any extra static you may hear. That's from my GPUs. I had to turn them up because not only is it fucking hot in here, but just because it's hot outside, but because I run dual GTX 480s, and those are just unanimously known for being arguably the hottest currently relevant card on the market. But, yeah, so I just wanted to apologize in advance for that. I had to turn the RPM of the fans of them up. I've been thinking about getting some water cooling, but, I don't know, I figure it would just be a better investment to just swap the two GTX 480s for a quieter card, for a quieter single card that's, of course, more recent. Anyway, let me preface this video by saying that this video was originally supposed to be a response to Paul Zigo's most recent video, because this video is going to be very similar to his. He just beat me to it. But this video was actually going... Had a phone call not happened, this video would have happened in a much more violent way, in a much more dark way, the day after my last video. Before I say anything, let me say that everything I'm going to say in this video, not only have I completely thought through, but I've spent the last half month or so talking to a bunch of people. So I needed to let you know that what I'm going to say in this video, while I appreciate you trying to change my mind, don't get your hopes up, is what I'm saying. But the truth is, I'm happy. And I'm fucking happy. I'm really happy. And I've been happy because it feels as though there's this cloud that's been taken off of me. And I'm sure you've already beat me to it, but I'm done with music. At least for a while. Because I love writing music, but I fucking hate making it. I fucking hate making it. And I've spent the last more than a year vigorously forcing myself to do it, in hopes that eventually I would get to a point where I enjoyed it. But not one point during all this time that I've been doing it have I enjoyed any of it. I fucking hate audio engineering. I hate audio production. I hate making beats. I hate everything about it. I love writing music. I hate making it. And this is something that was a conclusion. That was a conclusion that I came to a long time ago. That's nothing new for me. But I powered through that by just saying, we all do things we don't like to do, and it was just a necessary thing I had to go to bring the lyrics to you guys. But it's fucked up because you watch artists, and they're able to perform the same shit over and over and over again for years. But when I sit there and I lay the same verse 4 or 5 times, that gets annoying. And by the time, I've laid all the verses, and I've done all the ad-libs, and, I've done everything, and I've aligned everything, everything's good to go, but at the end of it, I just feel like it's a product. It doesn't feel like what I wrote on the page. It feels like a plastic product. Like, here, take this. And so, let's go back. Let's go back to the day after what happened. Or the day after my last video. Long story short, I ended up in Austin, like 3 hours away, at 3 a.m. at my uncle's house, because he lives up there. And I just lost my shit. I tried so hard for over 12 hours. 12 fucking hours. To get myself to a point where I could just at least lay one of the fucking verses down and be happy with it. Because never have I been able to do that and be happy with it and be satisfied. You guys eat it up. But I've never been satisfied with one of my own verses. Besides, like, Decimation or the 1,000 Subs freestyle. Because that was just hitting record and going. It wasn't... And you can see that when I'm saying what I'm saying, I mean it. Because I do. Because I haven't said it a million times yet. But when you make a fucking song, you do. And like I said, by the time you get to the end of it, I don't feel like I did... I don't feel saying the things I said at the same intensity as I did when I was writing it. And that's what leads to the frustration. It's because when you're writing it, you're sitting there going, oh, when I lay this on a track, it's going to be crazy. Because you can already picture it in your head. But what could be more frustrating than when it has the opposite effect, than when it deflates for you? And like I said, for years, for a little bit over a year, I went on and I just forced myself to do it. I would sit down and I'd force myself to record. Even if I never released it, I would just record, just to get used to it, to learn what I was doing, to know what I was doing, and I just don't like it. That's the truth. And that was a hard thing for me to even just say out loud to myself. Because there's so many things in my life that I spent so much time doing that I'm not doing anymore. It's not that I quit, it's just that I moved on. There was no point where I'm like, I'm done. This is the first thing in my life where I felt that way. I mean, like I said, there was never a point where I was making music that I was happy. And that's what this is about. If I'm not happy while I'm making these YouTube videos, then it defeats the purpose of them. You get what I'm saying? So what I decided was, I mean, I can't stop writing. I can't stop writing music. That's just in me. That's been a part of me. Sorry. That's been a part of me since even, since way before I even started recording it. That's something that I don't have any control over. I can't stop myself from opening up my notepads or whatever and just writing. I can't stop that. The source of frustration for me was coming from that urge to write and to write music, on top of the fact that I have the voice that I have. I'm lucky. I mean, this voice isn't deliberate. For a long time, a lot of people thought that I was forcing my voice, but it's not. My voice is just my voice. And if you look at my face, you'll see that I shouldn't have this fucking voice. This is weird. But that on top of my ability to write and rhyme the way that I do, those three things, it was hard for me to look at those things and then turn my back on making music. But it's just not worth the frustration for me anymore. And the last 2 weeks I've had of telling myself, hey, I'm just not gonna fucking make music, I've been happy. And the reason I've waited so long to make this video is because I wanted to make sure that lasted. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just something that was gonna pass after a couple hours or maybe a couple days max. Because that's what happens. I would get happy, and then suddenly I'd go, oh, well, I haven't put out a song in 2-3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And then it would just spiral down from there. But now, when I've removed that from my life, when I remove that cloud of stress and pressure, which turns itself into anxiety. It's like, no wonder I was fucking depressed all the time. You know, I'm 18, you know, my mom's dying, I'm like barely of anything left of my family, and I'm sitting here trying to force myself to do all this shit? I mean, I couldn't have picked a worse time. But I couldn't have picked a better time at the same time, because I needed to get that out of me. I'm happy with myself. I feel like it's another thing under my belt. You know, I was a sponsored skateboarder for a couple of years. You know, I toured around the country. You know, I can still ride my skateboard just as well, if not better, than I did back then. You know, I raided on World of Warcraft hardcore 7 days a week. Fucking main tank to everything. Heroic Lich King, everything. Fucking hardcore shit. And then I left that. But what I left these things with are just more experiences under my belt to build off of. Before I bought this microphone and I did all this, I felt as though I needed to make music. I don't feel that way anymore. So, I mean, first of all, let me say that if you are a person who subscribes to me just for my music, I'm sorry. And you're totally welcome to unsubscribe. I'm not a guy that goes, oh, please stay, because I'd rather have people who want to watch my shit than people who don't, obviously. So I'm not here to try and keep anybody here. But I know that the subscribers who have been with me for all these years, you know, my core subscribers, they're going to be with me no matter what. And they've reassured me of that so much. And I mean as much homo in this. I never actually said that, but I want to put as much homosexuality into this as possible when I say that you guys mean the fucking world to me. And I've said that before, but I really mean that. I mean, at the end of the day, I live here alone. You know, speaking of which, Casey still hasn't come back, but I live here alone. I rarely get to see my girlfriend. But I get to come on here and I get to press this record button, and because I've been doing it for so long and I've been so consistent with it, with just doing it over the years, it's developed a following, and I don't know where I'd be in my life if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. But like I said, those of you who are going to unsubscribe because of this, thank you for subscribing in the first place, and I wish you the best of luck. But the truth is, I just want to make videos. You know, I went back to my roots, and I started, you know, I've been watching a lot of T2's videos, and I've been watching a lot of Paul Zigo's videos. And that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I've always had the most fun doing on YouTube. That's what I've felt the most comfortable doing. It's just this. Just hitting record and just talking to you guys. Because I don't get to do this. I don't get to do this with people. So, by the way, when I say that, I'm not saying that as a sympathy plea. It's just what happens to be the case. And I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. How could I be depressed? With fucking no promotion, I have this. I mean, this is amazing. And now that I've removed this bubble of stress from my life, I'm happy again. I'm genuinely happy again, and I'm not just saying that to give this choice of mine backbone. Because I don't need backbone for anything else anymore now that I've removed that. Because I'm just me again. And I still love hip-hop. That's always been a part of my life. It's just, you know, I don't need to make music anymore. And I do plan to still give you, I do plan to give you guys what I had planned for Slacker, just an acapella version. Like I do Decimation. Like I did Decimation of the 1,000 subscribers freestyle. Anyway, I only have 10 seconds left, so I gotta close this up. But you can expect a video tomorrow, and you can expect a lot of more videos after that, because I just want to fucking make videos again. You know what I'm saying? So, you guys have a good night.